A pleasant day to each and every one of us. My name is Justin Tirimundo, together with my researchers Aaron Mark P. Tecatoria, Charles G.N.C. Onya, Kyla R. De La Cruz, Franz Friedrich P. Entrata, and Ivan Cyrus P. De Manzana. We are here today to discuss our research study entitled Comparative Study of the Academic Performance of Students in Synchronous and Asynchronous Learning. So for the introduction, when the pandemic struck in the country, places all over the Philippines were quarantined. This catastrophe led to shutting down all establishments, especially schools, universities, and colleges, that almost leads to near total closures. Approximately 1.077 billion learners are affected due to school closure in response to the pandemic. Education plays a vital role on our society. It has always been considered as a solution to most of the social issues and a great contributor to the development of the country. Thus, much emphasis and importance are given to education. DepEd or Department of Education proposed a new normal education, wherein students will have to choose between these three modalities, namely the online distance learning modality, blended learning modality, or the modular distance learning modality. The implementation of these methods was to ensure the students and teachers' health, their own safety, and for the sake of the students' education. Online education is a form of education where students use their home computers to access the internet. For non-traditional students, where among them are working full-time or raising families, online graduations and courses have become popular in the past decade. With online education, students can turn their surroundings into a classroom as long as internet access and electricity are available. It can include audio, video, text, animations, virtual training environments, and live chats with professors. It is a rich learning environment with much more flexibility than a traditional classroom. However, students are also concerned about the academic performances for the school year compared to traditional face-to-face learning, wherein they anticipate their active participation in a classroom. As of the current situation, students stay at home and do a self-study in order to pass and maintain their academic integrity without a face-to-face interaction with the teacher and classmates. The academic performance involves factors such as the intellectual level, personality, motivation, skills, interests, study habits, self-esteem, or the teacher-student relationship. Academic performance measures the student achievement based on their performance across various academic subjects. Teachers and education officials typically measure achievement using classroom performance, graduation rates, and results from standardized tests. Performance varies according to circumstances, organic and environmental conditions that determine skills and experiences. The purpose of this study is to evaluate the difference of academic performance of students who are in online classes or synchronous learning and modular digitized modality or asynchronous learning.
As for the objectives of the study, the aim of the study is to determine the academic performance between synchronous and asynchronous learning. This study aims to answer the following questions. What is the profile of the respondents in terms of age, sex, strand, learning modality, and mode of internet connection? Second, how does the respondents' chosen modality influence the students' academic performance? Third, what is the academic performance of the respondents in terms of their general average in the first semester? Fourth, is there significant difference between the academic performance of the students in synchronous and asynchronous learning? And lastly, is there a significant relationship between the influence of the respondents' chosen modality to their academic performance? For the research hypothesis, there is no significant difference between the academic performance of the students in synchronous and asynchronous learning. There is no significant relationship between the influence of the respondents' chosen modality to their academic performance. For methodology, in order to gather data necessary for the study, The researchers formed a questionnaire for all grade 11 students with a strand of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics strand, accountancy, business and management or the ABM strand, and humanities and social sciences strand of the Nawan City Integrated High School who are in synchronous and asynchronous learning. The study used convenience sampling as a sampling method because there are some students who are not able to participate due to internet connectivity. Furthermore, the statistical treatment of data used in the study are mean, weighted mean, composite mean, standard deviation, and Pearson correlation. This calculation can help the researchers to distinguish and be able to interpret the value.
Table 4 of results and discussion. Paired sample titas and academic performance of the students in synchronous and asynchronous learning. The p-value, which is 0.177, is greater than 0.05. The difference between the academic performance of the students in synchronous and asynchronous learning is statistically not significant. The negative p-value implies that the sample mean is less than the hypothesized mean. It is an evidence to accept the null hypothesis. The result indicates that regardless of the chosen distance learning modality of a student, there is no difference in their academic performance. Table 5. Correlation between the influence of the chosen modality to the student's academic performance. The influence of the respondent's chosen modality is not significantly related to their academic performance, having R is equals to 0.416. This result implies that the chosen modality of a learner has less effect on their academic achievement since they are learning the same competencies. The assessment activities, written outputs, and performance tasks are also similar for the learners in synchronous and asynchronous learning modalities. For our conclusions, there is no significant difference between the academic performance of the students in synchronous and asynchronous learning even though the students were given the same written outputs and performance tasks. There is no significant relationship between the influence of the chosen modality to students' academic performance because of the same competencies and students are free to gain knowledge from different sources. For our recommendations, the researchers aim to increase the sample size further. A bigger number of respondents would allow for higher accuracy that better reflects the real environment. Adding more comprehensively written activities regarding study habits could be beneficial to pinpoint activities that affects the student's performance more thoroughly. Next is investigate other parameters connected to academic performance other than study habits to gauge difference between synchronous and asynchronous learning. The researchers may also target respondents from other grade level as it allows for further comparison and increases the comprehensiveness of the study.
And that's it for our presentation. Again, my name is Justin Tirimundo, leaving you with the quote, "A good education is a foundation for a better future" by Elizabeth Warren. And thank you for listening.